And, you know, my sweetheart Nancy, her biggest fear is how much stuff comes to me or I bring home. Because there's days when I open the door and people are bringing stuff to my house. And I'm going, well, what am I going to do with this? And they go, well, Louie, you'll figure it out. And so far, I have. So, you know, it's kind of like a warning before anybody goes to the dump or Goodwill or St. Vinny's, they stop by my house first. You know, and it's like, no more stuff. I'm full. I have 3 sheds, garage, a basement, and an upstairs full of stuff. And Nancy says, no more.
There's a word for that, by the way.
There is.
Shelly?
Well, after reviewing this, I think that there's a few items out there on my table that I think I'm just going to take home. As far as becoming a hoarder, you know, the thought crosses my mind every year: Are we becoming hoarders? Are we becoming hoarders? Because Glenn and I collect all kinds of stuff, and I'm probably worse than he is, unless it's photography equipment. But we're trying to downsize. You know, we're not getting any younger. We've got to downsize. My daughter says, please, Mom, don't leave all that crap for me to go through when you die. And it's like, oh, gee, that's nice, kids. So I figured that since the kids are getting up there and we're grandparents and great-grandparents now, it's probably time to start downsizing. But seeing this kind of stuff, the only thing that really bothers me about his place, his walls are white. And I couldn't handle that. I'd have to paint them a different color. Yeah. But other than that, I think the film was very well done. I'd like to meet the guy.
Diane, your takeaway?
Amazing things that he has. I mean, I would love to have those tins. I don't know what I would do with them. But I love antiques and artwork from ages ago and stuff. Just an amazing movie, you know. Just infatuated by it. As far as me collecting, I don't have a very big house. I have a little tiny house, and so the one place that I can put anything on a shelf is in the kitchen, and it's stuffed full, and I don't have any place to put anything else. So aside from my studio is filled with paintings that I don't know what anybody's going to do with when I go. They might just bury them with me. I don't know.
So, of the three of you, did any part of this movie maybe inspire you creatively, artistically? Was there a takeaway of what this man has done with art and collection that maybe is making you feel like you want to do something creative as opposed to creative collecting? We'll call it that.
Well, we do creative stuff all the time. Louis makes this incredible furniture out of found objects, and his stuff is, pretty interesting. And I do, I'm a painter. I've done sculpting. I haven't been into it lately, but it does kind of make me want to go back to wood carving and some of the other things. I've done, I'm a cartoonist as well. That's why I wanted to talk to you. And I've done underground cartoons. I've done political cartoons. I've done, and stuff for kids too. So I think that if I actually spent some time putting my own stuff up, I would cover every one of my walls. But I don't. I collect other people's art. And after having 2 galleries, what we really enjoyed doing was bringing in, I was always my own best customer. So I have art all over the house from the artists that we had in the gallery, and very little from myself and my husband. And most of it is his, because he does really cool photography.
Louis?
Well, I really liked his deal, how I kept talking about dying, and what's he going to do with all this stuff. I had a dream a couple of weeks ago that I actually died. And I went up and saw St. Peter. And St. Peter goes, well, Louis, how are you? Good to see you. He goes, but we can't let you in. I'm going, well, why not? Because you got too many projects that you need to finish up first. And then when you finish them up, then come talk to me. And maybe we'll talk then. But right now, you get back there and finish those projects.
Better beef up that portfolio before you talk to him again.
That's right.
I tell you. So I'm looking to get rid of some stuff. So if you need anything, let me know, because it's most likely in my garage or in the studio.
That's why my Mini Cooper isn't in my 2-car garage.
Well, I have a question for any of you, because you're all original artists, but do you guys collect other people's art?
Well, I just answered
A
that.
little bit, I do. I've been in art organizations where we exchange artwork for Christmas or something like that. I'm not really in a place where I can buy much art. Like I say, I don't even have enough room for my art. So, but if I can get a hold of something that somebody else has made, I have a painting from Mary McGinnis. I have one of Louie's photographs. Do I have anything of yours?
Oh,
I don't
hell
think
no.
I do. Oh, I have a cup. I bought a cup from you.
Well, I have several of your paintings in the house, so
I
what's up
know.
with that?
Well, because you came and.
She's better than I am, that's why.
Well, in my house, it's actually, it's Nancy's house. And Nancy inherited this great house from her grandmother in Manchester that's on the water, that's funky as it can be. And she's really the art negotiator. I think I have maybe one, maybe 2 pieces hanging. The rest of it is like Nancy art. So she's the one that goes out and says, oh, this is the piece I want. Trade something of yours for this piece. So I get to end up trading mine for her art.
Well,
So-
a lot of the artists barter too.
Yeah.
You know, we'll go to art
Sharing is
festivals,
caring.
it's like,
We barter.
we're starving artists, we can't afford this, but you wanna trade? And then a lot of that comes out. So we trade with a lot of the artists, and that's why I love it. I have some of Amy Burnett's stuff, she has some of mine. We really enjoy trading with one another, and my stuff used to be all whimsical, and that's probably why a lot of people don't have them in their homes, because they're basically for a specific genre. But now I've branched out, my dark sides come out a lot, and
Well, look around us, a lot of this is yours here.
yeah, most of it.
Yeah.
Those skulls I did, those are unique. He likes unique things. Maybe I could offer him some of those skulls because I painted all of those. So there's none like them anywhere else.
Well, speaking of that, because most people would say he's an eccentric. When you're an artist and a collector,
We all are.
do people ever call you guys eccentric?
Absolutely.
I've been called weird all my life. You know, people ask me, when did you really get the art bug? And I go, I think I came out being, oh, look at this. This is something new. You know, and when I die, I'm going to go, oh, look at this. This is cool. So I think
So
it's,
you embrace it.
yeah, you have to. You know, if you really want to be a full-round human being, like the people that I'm surrounded with right now are all artists. And I don't know anybody that's really not. And if they're not, I go, well, why not? What's wrong with you? You know?
Well, I try to convince a lot of people that they are artists, even if they say, well, I can't draw a straight line. I said, well, I can't either without a ruler. But some people are artists because they sew. Some people are artists because they bake. Some people are artists because they can fix a car. Some people are
Makeup.
makeup artists. And as far as learning how to draw, I think all of us have been who've been painting and drawing. We've all been doing it since we were little kids. My folks just used to throw me in the back of the station wagon, this before seat belts, and give me a pad and pencil and say, shut up and draw. So that's how I got started. And I was basically probably 3 or 4. But, you know, most of us have always been doodling our whole lives. After 34 years of working for the man, I was always doodling in meetings. I never paid attention half the time. So, you know, no matter what you're doing, your art's going to come out. Whether it be a mermaid or whether you're a mountain man or whatever. I mean, a lot of people dress up for specific types of, cosplay type things. They're the people that do the reenactments and things like that. So everybody's an artist in their own realm. You just have to bring it out. Whatever your passion is, bring it out. And then you too are an artist. And I'm pretty sure just about everyday people is probably known for their art. So, and then there's Spanky, but that's cool.
And then there's Spanky.
And then there's Spanky.
He is
So,
art.
So Poppy, I know you wanted to wrap it up in a couple of minutes because we're getting into the next film blog. But how about if we wrap it up with one question to each of you, because we have a lot of visiting filmmakers from your artist's point of view, what advice would you give filmmakers? Because you succeeded in your art against the odds, you stuck with it. How do you translate that for filmmakers?
I think you should, when you're making films, you should always think of the artistic element of your films. The design, you know, with your camera shots, with your script. Always keep it creative and don't let it get flat. You know, when we're doing our film, I don't want to just make a bunch of films. I want to make one film really good, and by good I mean artistic, because I think of it more like a Rembrandt rather than just something for the market.
Very good.
Diane, do you do your own directing and or cinematography?
I'm sorry. Do I
Do
do
you do
the?
your own film directing and or do you do your own cinematography?
I am not. No, I am not a camera person.
So what advice for you, Louis?
Being a photographer, I always like a different angle. I like to have it where it's a different point of view. Orson Welles did it, famous for, knocking a hole in the floor and filming up or filming down. In fact, a lot of my photography, especially on cars, is I'm basically laying on the pavement and getting the full bumper and getting that view of it instead of taking all these glamour shots. So I like the point of view that makes it a little different. It's a little odd there. And to me, that's what art is. It should be an odd number or an odd angle.
Awesome. Shelly?
I got nothing.
Nothing? All right.
I've never done a film in my life. I've been in a few,
Which we'll see later today.
and I have never seen, so, if it's really bad, I know where he lives.
I got a box of tomatoes in the back. We'll just chuck them at you.
Cool.
And for you youngsters, that's a thing from back in the day. They used to throw tomatoes at sorry actors and comedians. Okay.
Well, let's give a round of applause to our artists.
Very good. Thank you.
Help the old lady go.
Oh.
Before she falls.
Before you close out this, we're going to have two quick announcements. It's so good to see it fill up with new people as we've been going on here. So that man with the tripod, the shifty-looking tall guy back there, at some point today he would love to interview any of the visiting filmmakers and talent. It doesn't have to be right now, but in a break, back in the green room, maybe outside. So his name is Jay-Z. He would love to put you in the compilation of our visiting filmmakers. And I have to point out a special guest, Jesse, who is a reporter for the Kitsap Sun. Thanks for coming, Jesse. A lot of you love this article she wrote about us this week. It was online, but I guess it's in the print paper, and she brought a couple copies outside. And I don't know, you said you might do a few photos or videos yourself?
Yeah, we have like the Beat Blast every week where we just kind of do like a video about different stories going on. So I'm just gonna take like some B-roll and I'll probably interview people.
That'd be great. We got great out-of-towners, California, New York, California, and kind of Australia. So it'd be great to get included because, the Kitsap Sun's the big paper in town. So other than that, we're going to come back at 2 for the next round. More music. You bring us out of it, Poppy.
All right. So take a little break. The Electric Monkey is going to be making some noise for us here. If you'd like to kind of chill out and listen to that, it's really awesome. You're free to move about the cabin, and we'll rein everybody back in shortly. We might even be doing that.
No.
Strictly on the down low, though. Don't